So way back in the dark ages, 2010, I experienced my first experience of solosexual discrimination in the workplace. I was working on my PhD. Now, my advisor would often ask the whole class, is there any conflicts with final exams, especially during the fall quarter. We'd have people who need to go home for Christmas or whatever. You got to understand, I was going to school with people who were many years my seniors. Some of them had children, extended family members, and all that. So that's a good thing. I never thought that was a bad thing that people wanted to go home to see family. Except that I had other priorities in my life, right? I like to go to coin shows and all that. And my advisor would always give me heck for missing a class to go to a coin show, or she would ask when would be a good time to have a meeting, and she would expect me to be available. And if I couldn't give her the best time for her schedule because I wanted to go to a coin show, that was also a problem. Now, one day I had bought a computer over Craigslist, and I took the computer home, and instantly the computer was infected with the electronic equivalent of COVID-19. It did all sorts of weird things, pop-up ads, music playing, the advertisement playing in the background that you couldn't turn off. And I was angry, and I drove straight back to the seller's home. It's a good drive away. And it turns out the seller had made a mistake. He forgot to swap out a hard drive. I can't remember the exact details. But I got the computer back. But in the midst of all this, I forgot about an appointment I had with my advisor, and she was really upset. And when I explained to her what had happened, she got even more upset because she thought I didn't use good judgment when dealing with this person on Craigslist. She's from Holland, and sometimes Europeans can be a little bit more personal, right? We all know that Europe really respects so-called work-life balance, but a lot of times if your life is not the same wavelength as everybody else, it's kind of fake, right? But anyway, so I was 23 years old. I experienced my first solosexual discrimination. Unfortunately, I can't say a lot has changed over the last 12 years. I was working at a tutoring center where I got a lot of solosexual discrimination. I took some time off to go view a lunar eclipse in November of last year, and after that, my schedule became very chaotic because my boss explained that he had to hire somebody else to fill in for the 2 days that I was away. And meanwhile, I see my coworkers go to weddings, graduations, because those fit on the same wavelength, right? And so instead of going on a vacation this summer, I told my new boss I'm going on a honeymoon, but it's a solosexual one, right? To emphasize that we have parallel lives, but just with slight differences, right?